Hey guys, this is Karthikeya Kantal from Apex FinServe and we're back with the daily dose of watchlist for the equity trades as well as the index outlook for tomorrow's trading session. Now today was the expiry, so I hope you guys are on the green side because we are on the green side coming when we talk about the indices or Nifty and Bank Nifty, where we managed to capture about 130 points on Bank Nifty and close to 55-60 points on Nifty as well, just using the zones that we discussed yesterday. If you guys are following the charts, you'll know exactly how we traded those zones. When it comes to the watch list, well, today was one of the worst days that we have seen for the watch list in the recent times, or in fact in all time, where we had we had 4 triggers, if I'm not wrong. We had 4 triggers, we had 3 stop loss hits, and the 4th one closed almost at cost. So we are overall around 3% in the red when it comes to the watch list. But when we talk about the trading day, that closed in green because of the index trades on Nifty and Bank Nifty respectively. Now, without wasting further time, coming to the equity watch list for tomorrow's trading session, of course, we have changed our approach slightly. Instead of going for overly aggressive or overly conservative trades, we have a slightly balanced approach today. Now, coming to the first one, SR Transfin. Now, SR Transfin, we are simply going to go for a long at close to 30% retracement of the impulse advance that has come from the break of the supply zone. So we would like to go for a long position at 692, stop loss going at 684, and the ideal targets being 1% as usual. Coming to the next one, that we have Apollo Hospitals. Now, Apollo Hospitals, again, we have one high quality demand zone at 1695 to 1700. So we would like to go for long positions at the lower part of that zone at 1695, stop loss going at 1680, and the ideal targets being 1% as usual. No rocket science over here. Coming to the next one, that we have Just Dial. Well, Just Dial, we are going to go for a long position again at the upper ceiling or close to the upper ceiling of the range that it has broken. So we'd like to go for a long at 375. This is a not as aggressive as we used to go on Just Dial, but keeping in mind the recent candle spikes, even on a large time frame like the hourly one, we are going to go on the safer side with this one. So we are going to go for long positions at 375, stop loss at 370, and the ideal targets at 1% as usual. Coming to the next one, we have PL, Piramal Enterprises. The idea remains the same, long at demand zone, keeping in mind that it has not actually broken any recent swing lows. So the idea is to go for a long position at 1430, which is the nearest available demand zone, and the stop loss going at 1415, the ideal targets being 1% as usual. Moving on to the next one, that we have IndusInd Bank. Now, IndusInd Bank, we are going to go for a long position near the previous swing low that it had of 507, with the stop loss going at somewhere near 50% of the previous leg's retracement. So if you are familiar with the structure analysis, then this might seem right at home with you. If not, you can go watch the structure analysis video that comes at the end of every video. So you can click on that link. But as I said, the idea is to go for a long position at 507, stop loss going at 500, the ideal targets being 1% as usual. Moving on to the next one, MFSL. Now, MFSL, again using simple structure analysis, we are going to go for a short position at the nearest swing high of 540, which also happens to be a good supply zone at that point. So we are going to go for a short at 540, stop loss at 545, and the ideal targets being 1% from your point of entry. Coming on to the next one, Auropharma. Now, Auropharma, we are going to go for a short position at close to 55 to 50% of the retracement of this sell-off pressure that it had today in the opening session, opening 2 or 3 hours. So we are going to go for a short position at 910, stop loss at 920, and the ideal targets at 1% as usual. The next one that we have is Bharat Forge. Now, Bharat Forge is it faced the upper circuit today, so we expect this movement or this momentum, this violent momentum on Bharat Forge to be carried on to the coming trading session as well. So we are going to go for a long position above 510, stop loss going at 502, giving it some slightly a larger room for movement, because we are simply betting on the momentum to be carried on without much confirmation here. So this is a slightly risky trade, but we are going to go for a long position above 510, stop loss at 502, and the targets at 1% as usual. Now coming on to our favorite parts, the indices or Nifty and Bank Nifty. As usual, starting with Nifty first. So if you had seen the video yesterday, we had the zone plotted, right? So on the opening 30 to 45 minutes, I told you guys, wait until you have a bias. If you have a bias formed, it is very easy to take a trade. So at the first interaction with the zone, the breakout was rejected. It had a pullback again. It had a candle that tried to, and then it fell flat on its face. So we had a short entry at the second interaction with the supply zone. So as I said, if you saw yesterday's video, it was very easy to catch this move. I hope you guys, some of you guys at least, if not all of you, some of you guys are actually making good on the video. Now talking about tomorrow's trading session for Nifty. Now once again, it has closed at a zone. So how this 11,300 and 11,310 to 11,320 levels, how these are actually crossed might give, either if on the upside, then it might give 50-60 points move. If on the downside, it might go all the way to 11,270, 11,260, which if then broken might take us to 11,180. But when we look at the option chain, we have immediate resistance at 11,400 above the supply zone that we have, with 650,000 added contracts. Significant resistance at 11,500 with 688,000 added contracts. On the support side of things, we have 11,300 as immediate support, again aligning with the zone, with 600,000 added contracts. Significant support at 11,200 with 450,000 added contracts. Again, somehow, if not perfectly, but still aligning with these zones. So let's see how that goes. As I said, if you are an aggressive trader, you can go for a breakout or rejection trade based on this very zone. Of course, after the first 20 to 30 minutes of price action. Now, when you talk about the PCR for Nifty is very bearish. It is 1.05, which happens to be in the extremely bearish territory. So the option buyers, this is the PCR of volume. So the option buyers, they don't really think that these levels are going to be sustained. But we do have a healthy amount of put writing at 11,300 and 11,200 as well. So the buyers might, there is a chance that they might end up being wrong too. So let's see how that goes on for Nifty tomorrow. Now moving on to the next one that we have, Bank Nifty. Now Bank Nifty, these trading view charts are not letting me align my zones and the prices properly. Alright, now for Bank Nifty, it is stuck between a range of 200 points, 22,100 and 22,300. The break of this range might give another 200 points move either up or down, because that is the distance between the next zones from that point onwards. So the idea now is, I personally, keeping in mind the immediate structure of lower low, lower high, which is visible at this point, I would like to go for a short trade at 22,300. Which also aligns with the option chain, because we have immediate resistance at 22,300 with about 127,000 added contracts. Significant resistance at 22,500, again aligning with the zone, with 190,000 added contracts. For the support side of things, we have 22,000 with 134,000 contracts added, and 21,500 with 130,000 added contracts. So the supports are far and few in between, but the resistance are pretty much right on its face. So I consider myself to be a moderately aggressive trader. So if I want to enter Bank Nifty tomorrow, then it will probably be for a short position near this point, 22,300 or 22,350, with the target being the next immediate zone of 22,100. If I trail it, then all the way to the next zone of 22,000, which is the option chain support as well. Now these are all the charts that I had to discuss for you guys. Now the week is ending. I hope you guys end the week tomorrow on a green note. I hope you guys had a good green trading week. Now as usual, if you want all of these charts, if you want the option chain analysis and the watch list, which is actually increasing, and it might increase even further in the coming week. So if you want all of these things, feel free to check out the Telegram channel at the rate Apex Finserv. You can even check out the you can even check out the Twitter and the Instagram accounts too. These things are posted there as well. And if you have any suggestions on what should we add into the video, or if you have some script suggestions that we should add in the watch list, then do let us know in the comment section below. Once again, I hope you guys have a really good end to the week tomorrow. I hope you guys end in green. And if you like the content, don't forget to hit the like button, comment, share and subscribe too. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a good night. Bye.